Hey guys, here we are for a draft video. Gonna be doing an hour of Devastation draft today. Got some new music, so shouldn't have any copyright issues. And if you have any questions on what the songs are or anything like that, just send me a message. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Done 3 drafts so far, and I've 3-0'd twice. I think that this is a pretty cool format. Pretty big fan of it. It's a lot better than Amaket, in my opinion. But here we go. We'll take a look and see what we got. I think that the addition of Hour really kind of balances the format out, especially in sealed. I played when Amaket came out. I played probably maybe 3 or 4 sealed events or something like that. I think I went like 2 and 3 in one of them, and that was like the best record that I had, because just the rares were just so overpowered that you could just open a god and play Ronus on turn 3 and you just can't lose. So is what it is. All right, so here we go with our draft. We are starting off. Let's see what we got here. Hostile Desert. It's a 3/4, so that's not very good. And I apologize for Magic Online. This, just the program is fantastic. Anyways, so what I see here is Shepherd Dunes is pretty good. That's what I want to first pick, though. Sifter Worm is fantastic. This card's great. I think that it's extremely powerful. Catches you up, and it's a huge body. Gets you back into the game. There is some argument for taking Tormented Venom or Unquenchable Thirst. I am a big fan of Tormented Venom, but I think that in a vacuum, the Sifter Worm is better. I could be wrong. It is a 7-drop, and Black has gotten a lot of good cards in it. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna play the Sifter Worm. I like green. I think green is a great color. Especially with the addition of Hour. I think Hour's green cards are great. But anyway, so let's see what we got here. We've got a Doomfall. It's not bad. Another Torment of Venom. Had I taken the first one, I probably would have taken the second one as well. To stay on with our deck, I think that Vizier of the True is going to be the pick. Whenever you exert a creature, you get to tap something, so it's like True Heart Twins in the sense that you can, start exerting your, like a Catcher's Avengers and stuff like that, and just start tapping down, large amounts of their creatures and make a giant Alpha Strike. So I think that this card is great. Other considerations, Sidewinder Naga is okay. Tormented Venom is still good. I'm not taking Solemnity, so we'll take the Vizier. Alright, so what do we got here? We've got Hope Tender, which is a good mana dork. We've got Open Fire and Puncturing Blow. These cards are great. I'm not locked into green by any stretch either. I think if I was to stay on color, I would take the Hope Tender or the Bitterbow Sharpshooters. Those are also a great pickup. But Open Fire is the easily the best card in the pack. And then we've got a Kenra something or other stapled to a desert. Puncturing Blow is also good, but I think Open Fire is a lot more versatile. Being instant speed and being able to hit players is better, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Open Fire, I think. Keep myself a little bit open. I'm not locked into green or anything like that either. So, alright, so what do we got here? We got Magmaroth. It's a pretty good card. Manticore Eternal. It's a 5/4 with a flick 3 attack each turn able. That's pretty good. Rampaging Hippo is good. Thorn Moloch is also good. I kind of like the Manticore Eternal. I haven't played with this card, but it seems pretty awesome. And if I was in black, I'd be tormenting up a storm, apparently. Yeah, I think I'm going to give this a shot. I think Red White Aggro is also a great deck. Lots of good cards in that archetype. And yeah, I think we'll give this a shot. I haven't given Red White Aggro a good try yet, so we'll give it a shot here. Alright, so I've got a Manticore of the Fervent. Liliana's Defeat's a great card for sideboard, but I'm not in black. Remnant Ruins is pretty good. It just gives you some reach, lets you sacrifice your lands to start throwing them at your opponent, and it doesn't cost you anything because this doesn't come into play tapped. The other consideration is really just active heroism. Vizier of the Anointed is great. This is a fantastic card, but I'm not really looking to be blue-red, I don't think. I don't know if that's really a good deck. I mean, blue-red spells was great if you could pick up some Enigma Drakes and stuff, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to be safe and take the Ramunap Ruins. Turns on any future desert cards and so on and so forth. So, such as the Gilded Ceradon. This card is great. Having a desert makes it so that their creatures can't block, and that's just fabulous. So, take me over Hashut Oasis. This is one of the good deserts too. I think that the green, the red, and the black are the best. The white is marginal if you can go wide, and then the blue is just terrible. But I will take the Gilded Ceradon over nothing exciting here. There's Scavenger Grounds. Sacrifice a desert. That's not even worth. So there's Saving Grace. I found this card to be great. You can protect yourself from an Alpha Strike. Throwing this on like a Catcher's Avengers and stuff makes it into a 3/4 for 2 mana. You know, and it's great offensively and defensively as well. There's also a Cycling Desert here. I'm not necessarily locked into white either, but I think Saving Grace is worth trying, and maybe we'll get some deserts later in pack 2. So Kindled Fury is a good trick. I like that card. Frontline Devastator is also pretty good, and it's a good mana sink. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Devastator over the Kindled Fury. Alright, so here's a Chandra's Defeats, Shepet Dunes, and an Active Heroism. So there's actually a couple of good cards for our deck here. I think that I'm actually going to take the Chandra's Defeat. I think that this is good enough against, you know, potential red decks. You know, when you bring it in, it's going to be excellent. It's going to be much better than any of your other random removal spells or whatever in its own right. And I mean, Active Heroism is great, and Shepet Dunes is marginal, but whatever. Okay, so we've got Solemnity and Defiant Kenra. I mean, this is a pretty unexciting 2-drop. I guess I can just take the Solemnity. Sure. I think I should probably have taken the thing, but, you know, rares, whatever. So Wretched Camel in this pack. That card's pretty good. I'm not playing Frame Sanity or Crash Through or any of this. I guess I'll take the Camel just in case. Alright, that's actually a good pickup. This card's a lot better than people give it credit for, I think. Having First Strike when it attacks means it's a 2/2 First Striker for 3, essentially. And then it's got Prowess. So any combat tricks, you can, like, you know, throw a trick on something else. You can, you know, use an Open Fire to kill a guy, and then, you know, just let it trade up and so on and so forth. So not an exciting pack 1. Really kind of disappointed. Maybe I should have taken the black card over the Sifter Worm, and then I would have been like, maybe had a decent black-red looking deck, but, you know, I've seen worse, I guess. So, move the Sifter Worm over here. Probably not playing with it anymore. I'm not locked into any color, really. I mean, I'm not locked into red. I mean, I've got a few picks, but I'm not locked by any stretch. And then we open the Scorpion God, which is, you know, whatever, literally unbeatable. Alright, well, looks like we're in for a color change. I'm glad I took that camel. So, now I'm not necessarily cutting white altogether, because this is pretty easily splashable, but the card is insane. I mean, You just get to machine gun down their threats. It's a humongous beat stick for 5 mana, and yeah, you play it on 5, and then hopefully draw another land, and then you can just start machine gunning down their creatures, killing them off, and so on and so forth. So I don't think you ever pass a god ever in this format. I had Locust God in 2 of my sealeds, and I just easily 4-1'd with them. I mean, the card is just insanely good. I went 4-0 with my first one, and then I lost in the last round to some severe shuffler problems, but is what it is. So I'm not now necessarily locked into black either. I could just splash. Obviously, it's at its best when you can, use its ability more than once, but, we see something like Resolute Survivors in this pack, and you just kind of switch your gears a little bit, so. So yeah, Resolute Survivors is great. It's a 3/3 for 3, and then whenever you exert something, you just get to ping for 1, drain for 1. Steward of Solidarity is also good. I could stay on the try to play black-red plan and take a counter scrapper. I just don't really think that that's gonna work the best. I really, really want to utilize the Scorpion God as much as I can. Maybe I just take this Ruin Rat, a defensive creature. But I did pass like 5 Torment of Venoms, so I have a strong feeling that black is going to get cut real hard in this pack. Jeez, man. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna take the Ruin Rat. I really think that the Scorpion God is worth switching into. It is what it is. So here's a Doomfall. Card is not the best when you're using it as an exile effect. It is versatile though, which is great. The other consideration is Counter Scrapper, Counter Eternal. I think that the Scrapper is actually much better than the Doomfall. The Doomfall, I mean, like, if they have a token or just a piece of crap, they could just sacrifice that, I really like targeted removal a lot better in that sense. So I think I'm just going to pick up the Counter Scrapper and hope for the best. So, alright, we're rewarded a little bit here. Marauding Bone Slasher is great. Carrion Screecher is great. Remnant Ruins is also good. We already have one. And we don't have any desert cards except for the Ceradon, so. And then Lurching Rat Beast is a consideration as well. It's not terrible. I like Carrion Screecher, though. I think it's pretty good for just being an aggressive, 3-drop flyer. But there are a lot of ways to deal with 1-toughness creatures in the format. And I think that I don't want to say I'm a control deck, but I'm more mid-range than aggro, because I just want to hit the Scorpion God on time and just, utilize its ability. So I think that I'm going to take the Bone Slash. No, I don't know. The problem with this is that it's a 3/3 for 3, but it can't block unless I control another one. But I guess that's fine. Yeah, because we're just going to be beating down with it anyways. Look at that block. So I picked up a Carrion Screecher anyways. Granic Titan is good, but not great. I'll just take the thing here. Wow. So it looks like our passer... Looks like he must have opened something ridiculous in another color, because... Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so I'll take the Torment of Venom, and the card's great. Passed 3 of them in pack 1, so somebody's just not picking up on them, I guess. So there's another Manticore Eternal. I'm not really looking to overload on 5 drops here. I could take a Kindled Fury. It's a good combat trick. I think I like that better than Grizzly Survivor or Scrounger of Souls. Sure, yeah, I'll take this Kindled Fury. I like that. Other Resolute Survivors. That's pretty great. So I don't want another Frontline Devastator. I'll just pick up a Bear. Alright, so here's another few good picks. Chandra's Defeat is again great. I already got one. I don't think I need 2 necessarily. I mean, I would if there was not other good cards in the pack. I don't like Violent Manifestation. I think the card is really bad unless you're in like a semi-dedicated cycling deck, and then it can just be huge. I mean, if it's a 4/4 for 2, that's great. But aside from that, I don't really think it's that great. I'm gonna just take this Desert, help turn on our Desert cards. And go from there. Jeez. Looks like nobody wanted to play Red-White either. I don't even know what's going on here. But we're just gonna pick up this Liliana's Defeat. There's nothing else in this pack that I want. Don't want Traveler's Amulet in their 2-color deck. That's a pretty late, what is this card? Oh, it's a Without Weakness. That's a Without Weakness. Desert of the Without Weakness. I think it's better than a second Kingdom Fury. I don't really want to overload on those cards, so I'll just go ahead and pick another Desert here. So, I think I'm pretty good on Deserts for the most part. I don't have a whole lot of cards that want to utilize Deserts. I've got the Wretched Camel and I've got the Celadon, so that's about it. So, yeah, we could have ended up with a pretty awesome deck after these 2 packs if I hadn't taken a Sifter Worm. But, Lord. Alright. Well, apparently I'm opening hot today. And I didn't take any of those Travelers Amulets. I mean, the card's ridiculous. This card is absurd. Problem is I can't use it because both of these God cards have activated abilities. But I think that this was easier to turn on and, like, I mean, this one, you really want to be able to use it more than once. So, if I was to take this card, jeez, this is ridiculous. I mean, the Upcatcher is so stupid. This card is ridiculous. It's an indestructible, double-striking, giant beatstick. And I'm easily going to have 3 other creatures in, you know, an aggressive style deck like this. I just don't know if I can play it because I don't have any fixing. I could try to pick up an Evolving Wilds or something. Or I could take the Blood Rage Brawler and just stay on consistency. Sure. Never pass a freaking god. Alright. So here's the Evolving Wilds, which I really, really, really want to take. Now, there's an Electrify in here as well, which is great removal. I think given the fact that I just picked up an Orchestra, I just really want to take the fixing. I need to be able to cast my stupid bombs. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should take the Electrify. I think that Electrify is good enough. I'm not playing any other white cards, so I don't think I'm not going to play whatever unless I pick up, you know, like maybe a compulsory West and Swatch or something. I think it's more likely that I get another Evolving Wilds than another Electrify. And besides, if I want to be able to buy time, I want to just be able to buy time. So we'll pick up Magma Spray here, I guess. So we're just playing like Mardu controlling gods. God deck. This is just really weird. And so sure, we'll just pick a Magma Spray. That's good. Go Wander in Death. This is a good trick too. Just give me something indestructible. It's pretty sweet. Also an argument for taking a Minotaur Sure Shot. That's pretty good. So I reach to 3-drop. Wander in Death is also great, especially if I'm on the kind of control plan. Because that'll allow me just to kind of stay alive by bringing back my creatures that can block, like the room and stuff like that. I think that the Sure Shot's probably going to be better, just to kind of keep on curve a little bit. Holy crap. Fearsome Manticore, that card is a beat. Sure, there's really nothing else in the pack that I would want. Maybe Bean Beetle just to be defensive, but this card's absurd. And there's the Evolving Wilds. Perfect. It's a painful lesson, but I definitely want the fix. Absolutely want the fix. Grasping Dunes. Card's not bad. It's just a land that, you know, can shoot down a thing. However, I don't I don't think this is, you know, where I want to be in the 3-color deck. There is start to finish, which is just absurd. Helps with a Ketra, and it's just got Destroy Color Creature as a side effect here. It's either that, or I could just pick up like a Ceradon to cycle. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually take the start to finish. I think that the card is good enough to splash here. This is a Doom Beetle, and then there's a Harsh Mentor. I don't really particularly think that Harsh Mentor is that good, but if I am on the beatdown plan, I guess it's pretty good. And I'm not really necessarily like super controlled to where I want to have like a Doom Beetle, so I'll take the Harsh Mentor. That's fine. Alright, so then there's a Miasmic Mummy, which is pretty good. Unburden is pretty good. I think I'm just going to pick up the Miasmic Mummy. Just having little dorks helps turn on a Ketra. Also, another consideration for picking this card is that start really helps keep a Ketra, you know, turn on. So I think this is pretty good. I think it turned out to be alright. I mean, I definitely could have had a pretty sweet deck otherwise, like if I not taken the 601. It really feels bad always when you know, pack one, pick one a card and just never play it, but just didn't see any of the good stuff that you would really want to see in that situation. Not playing any of this stuff. This Onward to Victory is close, but yeah, I'll take it on Temple of Timing. I can board into it if I really need it. Desert I'm not playing, and yeah, so I guess we're just playing mono ridiculous cards and hoping to get there. Didn't pick up any final rewards or anything, which is kind of whatever, but I think that we're okay. I think we've got enough removal. We've got Magma Spray, Open Fire, Torment, Electrify, Finish if I can cast it. Scorpion God is basically removal on a stick, and yeah, sure, I'll just take this thing. Scorpion God is actually paired pretty well with Torment of Venom, because whenever a creature with a counter on it dies, I get to draw a card. So I can pick up the 8 there. I don't think I actually want to main deck that card though. I think it'd be better just to you know, bring it in against like the super aggro decks and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just gonna jam some stuff here. I don't know if I really want this. What do I have for desert cards? I've got the Ceradon and the Wretched Camel. I think that's it. And I could really care less. I mean, this is really just, I mean, it's a 2-1. It's great if you have a desert, obviously. And then the Ceradon is a 5-drop, which, you know, I should have a desert by that time. I guess there is not really too much of a cost to play this, and it can give me a little bit of reach, so might as well. So I think I'm wanting to play 2 planes in this deck. Let's see. Sort by color. So these are white cards over there. Actually a mountain. So I could cut a mountain for our planes, I guess. Yeah, that should be good. So I got 2 white sources. I've got 7 of each of my colored sources. I've got Evolving Wilds, Double Plains, and the reason why I want Double Plains is because I do have 2 white cards that I want to be able to cast relatively early, and if I draw my second Plains, then I can maybe start activating this more than once. But then again, I mean, if I can activate that twice, I've got 8 mana in play, and you know, whatever. So maybe it is a little greedy to play 2, but I really want to be able to cast these. I mean, this on turn 3 and this on turn 4. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think we'll just jam this, and hang tight, we'll be back for round 1.